This girl had just fallen from a cliff, but when she opened her eyes, she found herself in a meadow. Her name is Mitsuha. She looked around and didn't know where this was, because it was obvious she had just fallen off a cliff. She tried to recall that Mitsuha had lost her family in an accident. She has no friends, no motivation to live, and when she is disturbed by a group of boys, she counterattacks and is pushed down the cliff. She remembered what her brother had said and was sure it wasn't a dream because she still had feelings. Mitsuha went continuously for several days and was lucky to meet a little girl in the forest. She collapsed and was brought home by the little girl. After a while, Mitsuha woke up. She meets the girl who saved her. Although the two sides do not understand each other's language, they both know what the other is thinking through their actions. She brought food for Mitsuha. Mitsuha gave her her name and saw it as the beginning. At night, she continued to sleep and went out the next morning to check it out. She realized that this place was not much different from the old world. But just too rudimentary and backward, Mitsuha and Colette went to the forest to pick up the necessary things. Thanks to actions and gestures, not having the same language is also less affected. Just when Mitsuha saw some wolves lurking around, she pushed Colette up the tree, and herself ran to distract the wolves, but in the middle of the road, she tripped. She asked her brother for help when she was suddenly teleported back to her old home. She prepared survival gear and then teleported back to the other world. She fought the leader of the pack alone and killed it with a knife. Mitsuha then also lost consciousness. In her dream, she met a genius cat. It indicates itself as a source of energy that travels around the planets. While it was passing through the Earth, it was pulled back by her strong will, so a part of it entered her body. But if it split now, she would become a waste. So it turned that lost part into a form of power that allowed Mitsuha to teleport between worlds. It also grants her the ability to heal and an ability of choice. She applied for the ability to understand language and it approved. When she regained consciousness, she fully understood the language Colette spoke. Colette's father gave her a bag of money, and that's the money he sold the wolf for. Since the one who killed was Mitsuha, the money belongs to her. She asked him about the currency here. That afternoon, Mitsuha was thinking about what I should do. She realized that if she lived here she would gain an ability to cheat in life, so now she will teleport to bring here from the old world and resell it at a high price. She will accumulate and save gold with high value. That night, she made up a story to fool Colette. The next morning, she started looking around the village and determined what to bring here. The first is a lighter and the second is a bottle of deodorant. A few people from the village came to visit her, so she took the opportunity to investigate the information about this place. She learned that this village was in the domain of the Lord. According to people, this Lord is a very kind and influential person in the capital. She wanted to go to the Lord's town to check it out, but the villagers told her that a carriage would be there tomorrow. It took a week to get there by car. Colette heard it and cried, because she didn't want her to go. Colette promised to come back here to see her again later. The next morning, she set off and said goodbye to both the village and Colette. She set out and began to perceive the Lord's family as belonging to the Earl, i.e. the third highest in the lordship. This is your chance to have a relationship with him. While walking in the middle of the road, Mitsuha felt that her smell was too bad, so she asked to stop in the middle of the road and she teleported back to her house to take a shower. After taking a shower, Mitsuha went to the bank to withdraw all the money left by her parents and started investing online. She found a team of mercenaries and teleported there. She used this money and came to buy some weapons from these soldiers. She gave the gold coin in the other world to him to command. The next morning, when she returned, he was informed of the value of this one gold coin. Based on her calculations, she knew that she needed 80,000 gold coins to live. The commander gave her a gun and carefully instructed about the rules when using it. For safety rules were put in place, so the commander then took Mitsuha to practice shooting. From the day she was trained with different guns. The reason she needed weapons was because in the feudal medieval era, like the other side, there were many bad guys and robbers, so she needed something to protect herself. After fully preparing in the old world, Mitsuha took the motorbike and teleported to the new world and continued on the road. While walking in the forest, she discovered a group of fully equipped weapons. Fearing being the bad guy, she teleported back to Earth. After a while, she continued to turn around and reached the town. She put her motorbike and weapons back in her backpack and went into town, but she couldn't enter the Lord's mansion because she didn't have an appointment. While sitting sadly, Mitsuha caught sight of the Earl's two sons walking around town. She took advantage of that and teleported to the road near the mansion and waited there. As soon as the carriage arrived, she lit a firecracker to frighten the horse and pretended to be hit by it. Thanks to that, she was brought back to the mansion. She was asked and cared for, so Mitsuha saw that the Lord here was really good. As rumored, she asked permission to say hello. The whole Count's family then gathered to greet her. She introduced herself and made up that she was lost and attacked by wild beasts and was lucky to be saved by people here, so she wanted to go to the Lord here to thank him. The Lord also raised his eyebrows. When she appeared to be a sensible person, she took the knife as a gift for him, increasing her affection even more. She was a little shy, but still asked permission to have some money to use as a fare to the capital. The day the Lord heard that, he was ready for her, too. Then went to change clothes to go to dinner with the Lord's family. Although the meal looks luxurious, the taste is quite boring. Because she didn't want to appear disparaging, she tried to eat it all. After the meal, Mitsuha made up another story about her situation. She said that she was a member of nobility and had left her hometown to leave the inheritance to her younger brother, and she would live on her own. Hearing that, the Lord was also touched because she was so mature. She said she had this necklace as a memento, so she wanted to sell it to earn a living, but the Lord's wife was surprised because the chain was full of pure pearls. It's something that doesn't exist on the market. It has to be something unique, and if it's sold, it will be known to many people. If you put it up for auction, there's a chance people will kill each other just to get it. Didn't expect this rope to be so precious. Mitsuha had only asked for enough money to open a shop and the necklace would be given to the Lord's wife because Mitsuha saw how much she resembled her mother. Mitsuha successfully took advantage of this kind family, but because both sides benefit, it's not too bad. She was later asked about her plans when she set up shop. She also sold some items to the two sons of the Lord's family. She did say that she would sell more food, but the Lord felt that it was not good, because recently there was a problem with the arable land, causing less production. Mitsuha showed him how to fix it and how to make this town stand out by creating a local specialty. She made many ideas that greatly delighted the Lord. The next morning, Mitsuha set off again. She said goodbye to the Lord's family and promised to meet them again one day. The three children of the Lord told him that there would be a festival in the capital soon, so that time they would meet again. The Lord also gave her money to set out and the two followed to protect Mitsuha.